Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Center. Thanks everybody for joining us here on Tuesday after the long weekend, Presidents. Hope everybody had a wonderful 3-day weekend. We sure did. We were down in Boston for a hockey tournament for our oldest, and he won. Their team won. Is really fun to watch. So let's get back into business here. Let's get down to business. Okay, so what we're looking at on SPX, we're going to check that out. QQQ, IWM, we're going to bounce around all over the place. So I know you guys think I am crazy, but I'm looking for a higher low here. We're still looking for some sort of flat pattern or triangle pattern, sideways move into a final wave 5 up that will be negated if we start breaking down from this rising pivot and underneath the 4,300 area. We have a little bit more room to go down, and that would probably be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if we continue to move down, and that would be very bearish and some sort of bounce before we head down much lower. I'm not looking at that scenario. I'm looking for a higher low here. We're getting into some confluence. I'm looking at this as being an A, B, and C. I just don't know how far that C is going to go into possibly 786 or all the way up to 100% retracement. It could end up being expanding. I don't know that. But we're looking at a sideways move overall. Sideways play. We are at the bottom of our range, and we're looking to retest the top at this point. We need some traction. We're not seeing anything yet. I know it's scary, but that's what we do. We play what we think is happening, and what the price action's telling us. The price action has not confirmed our bearish scenario yet. All right, so looking at that, that's from the SPX point of view. We can go over to ES. We have some things happening here after the breakdown retest, coming back over here, bounced in our lowest possible range that we were expecting, and now a massive bounce, and then now kind of trading right between, some sort of indecision candle there. But I do want to go down to the 65-minute and show you what's happening now. I know that today looks very bearish, but really we had our nice impulsive move up, and I just think we're retracing. As simple as that. On the SPY and QQQ, you don't see all this price action happening overnight. So that's why I look at the futures as well. So let's see if we can come into that 618 or the 786 in that golden ratio area. And we have support there at 42.82. Let's see if we can't make a higher low here, and then into tomorrow, a much more impulsive move and break out of this wedge and start working our way up. We're trying to get some market structure here. That's basically what's happening. We're looking for a higher low. We start getting lower than this again, and then the bearish trend continues on. But for now, we had some plays that we put on. We put on some NVDA. We put on some ROKU after earnings. We put on a TQQQ play. I know it's the weakest, but it's also going to bounce the hardest. Let's go over to NQ, see if we see anything else a little different. Yes, we made this 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, 5. We need to close underneath this area here. But at this point, it might be some sort of like H pattern to where we really rock it off there later on. So yes, we have some divergence. It looks a little different than SPY, but that's why we take a look at both those. So there's our positive divergence. Let's see if those actually start to play out. We got to cross back over to the upside. Let's go to SPY, see if we see anything different. SPY right into that confluence, just like I was talking about with SPX and ES with those rising pivots, but the candle's not telling us anything yet. It's just follow through at this point. So we're still looking downward. We do have support there that I did not put on there, but let's see if we can get some sort of reaction off of those areas. QQQ. Looking at the, we have this rising pivot. It's not perfect. But if we connected right to the bottom there, then we're starting to break down from that point. We have one last support here underneath. Let's take that 88.7 off, and we'll be looking for any sort of reaction, see what's happening. Maybe it's some sort of graveyard doji or something like that, exhaustion to the downside, and we start bouncing and see how far we bounce. That's what we're looking into. I know that I may sound crazy, But looking at some of these names, holding that 200-day moving average with NVIDIA here, had great earnings, had a correction back here. So possible 5-wave move up, wave 2 down. For 618 right into support, and also the 200-day moving average. You can't pass up that type of setup. That's a great setup. We had a nice bounce earlier today and kind of pushing back down. Again, it looks like that exhaustion type graveyard doji. That happened also at the bottom of this move here, and it gapped up into a massive move. I know that was earnings, but just to give you an example of what's happening there. We also took a play on Roku with our Patreon IRA. Follow my IRA. It's only $10 a month per tier, so I give you all the triggers, set up stops, and even the targets on where we take profits. So we have a massive gap here, started to break back into the gap and started to fill it. We got some work to do, but nice move here on Roku after good earnings. That was a definitely good earnings, but obviously they said something that investors didn't like. So we'll continue to see this one. It was up as much as 12% today and up only 8%, but that's all good. We're going to hold on to this for the long run. All right, so that's a massive 1-2 setup here off of, I don't think I was clear on that. So sorry about that. We have a low here, a move, wave 1, wave 2 on a massive point right into long-term trend support, and also the 887 retracement. So a beautiful confluence of plays here, and also a second, second positive divergence there. So we'll continue to look at that. We'll have some sort of downtrend that we're looking at here in the on the MACD and the RSI. Let's see if we can start to break that to the upside. Okay. That's it, you guys. That's all I got for you. Looking for that higher low, looking for a move to the upside. May not happen, but that's why we have stops. All right. Thanks for joining us here at Option Center. Make sure you like that video and go down to the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe if this information helps you out. Have a good day.